Michelle Severo, and I play the viola. I've been playing the viola for 10 and a half-ish years. I chose to play the viola by process of elimination because when you're in elementary school and they're like, oh my gosh, look, it's instrument day, you get to pick if you want to play an instrument. Process of elimination kept going. Viola was the only thing left that I didn't try, and I was like, that's it. The viola is a lot bigger in width and in length, and the strings are different, so it's lower in tone and timbre and all of that, and the violin, in my opinion, is very high, screechy, and annoying. Every time I say like, oh yeah, I play the viola, they're like, oh, the violin? I'm like, viola, you know, what I just said to you. They're like, oh, so it's like a violin. I'm like, not quite. I currently play with Malloy's Sinfonietta, and I play in string ensemble, I play in South Shore Symphony Orchestra, and I also play with LIU's orchestra as well. So in the past, I've been a part of Hofstra University's orchestra, Metropolitan Youth Orchestra, various different little orchestras over the summer. I was in All-State, I played in high school at the Chamber Orchestra. I studied at Manhattan School of Music for a year for the pre-college division, so there was that orchestra that I was in. It's a lot of orchestras. I play not only in orchestras, but I do a lot of solo playing in church. I play in a bunch of different combinations of duets and trios and quartets, and I've played in octets before. I devote a lot of my time to practicing my viola, and I would say that on average it's about 4 hours a day, probably 6 out of the 7 days of the week. When I practice, I mostly focus on whatever I learned in my lesson that week, so I'm doing a lot of bow work, and there's a lot with that, like the way I hold my bow, so I have to be very mindful of where I place my fingers, how much pressure I use. I focus a lot on intonation to make sure I'm in tune, because you know, playing in tune is often nice and pleasurable to everyone else. I do play the violin as well, and I play a little bit piano. It's not very good, a little bit I've been learning. I have to learn to play the guitar, so eventually I'll be able to say guitar. To prepare for a concert, it takes a lot, because being that I play the viola, we don't have anything interesting. Like, maybe sometimes we get something thrown at us that's fun and cool, but other than that, you just have to listen to recordings of it. That way you understand what's going to be playing above you or around you, so you know where your part fits in when practicing by yourself. Being that I live really close to New York City, I do get a lot of opportunities musically. Like, I've played at Lincoln Center, I've played at Carnegie Hall, but there's also limitations, because when you're a musician, or a classical musician more so, and you're in, like, let's say the New York Philharmonic or any other orchestra that does these tours around the world, you're kind of in it for life. I am currently studying to be a music therapist at Malloy College. Music is my life, I would say. Not so much that it's important in my life, it's just what it has become and what it's always been. And I really believe that I will be playing my viola until I die. So I'm going to strive and do my best to make sure I'm in an orchestra from here on out, at least that. And with music therapy, it's all about using what's within the music to help others. And since I could do that with myself, the impact that it has on others is just outstanding. Because, you know, they say music is a universal language and it speaks to everyone in a different way. So it's crazy. And I know I'm going to carry this throughout the rest of my life.